think he had?
I'm not letting you go to work today.
Wait, what?
Everybody, listen up.
Welcome to The Drive.
Morning.
You're gonna talk.
Get on the phone at 339-1140.
Pretty awesome, huh?
Jump in on our text line at 441140.
Everyone is talking about it. You must know that.
The Drive starts now.
Grant Napier will join us at 8:05. We'll talk about tonight's game and I'm sure many, many other things. Always fun with Grant. Lance Wood should be coming in studio at 8:35. Always fun with him. Comedian extraordinaire, Lance Woods. I oftentimes want to call him the clown prince of Kings basketball, but I also feel like that could be taken as insulting, and I mean it as nothing but a compliment. Like he's the funny bone, of Kings fans. But then today's day and age, it's like, oh, so you're calling him a clown now? Not like Max Peckin was a clown prince of baseball. His job was to make people laugh.
Sure.
And he was one of the most respected people in minor league baseball history. He was a legend. But, people are like, oh, you call Lance a clown?
Wow, and now you're calling the Kings a minor league franchise. Wow.
Dude, speaking of the Kings minor league franchise, did you see over the weekend, did you see their alternate jerseys?
Yes,
They
for
were
Stockton?
They were pizzas.
Oh, no, I did not see those. I thought you meant the throwback Kings jerseys that Stockton won, which were sick.
Were pizzas, dude. Like, straight up, not that they were wearing
They were literal pizza guys.
They were literal. I got to see if I can find it, and I'll retweet it to everyone. I today's been Jersey week.
Yeah.
Every day this week I've gotten a new jersey brought, which is awesome. Thank you to the Republic, and thank you to our friend Jack Cooley. We got to figure out a way to get a Stockton pizza jersey. Kyle, I'm going to walk over here.
Yeah, no, please show me that. So Dave is literally bringing his phone. This is this important. It can't wait till the break. I'm seeing, oh my God, they are literally pepperoni pizzas. They're just, the jersey and the shorts are matching like, it's like cheese with pepperoni on it.
Yeah. The
it's
shirt
like a
and
photo
shorts.
of that, but over. That's wild. I love, like, baseball does that a lot. Like, minor league teams will do that.
Huge
One of
fan.
my prized possessions, Brennan Lateo, who pitched it at Sac State, played for the Peoria Chiefs, and they're in the Cardinals organization. And they did a, like, Star Wars night.
Oh, yes.
Where they wore these jerseys. It has the Peoria Chiefs, like, logo.
Yep.
But then it's, like, stormtroopers and a whole, like, Star Wars scene.
Yep.
Well, they auctioned them.
River Cats have done this too, by the way.
Yeah. And they usually like auction those after the game. And so I said, I asked him, I was like, hey, how do I, like, do you know where I can, like, buy this? And if I get it, can I get yours?
Yeah.
And he was like, let me see what I can do, and then sent it to me.
No.
Yeah.
Have you ever worn it here?
No.
Why?
Because he signed it and stuff.
I got you. Okay.
It's just a cool, like, just a very random piece of memorabilia I have.
Text line active at 441140 in response to me saying the Celtics winning by 30 plus last night was the worst thing that could happen to the Kings for tonight. Dave, don't be a B word. We have a team that can compete with anyone. We don't need other teams to have hurt players or infighting.
Baboon?
Baboon? Huh?
B word.
No.
Banana.
No. Nope. Other one. Listen, yeah, we kind of do right now. We suck against teams above 500. We're great against teams below 500.
Bell tower.
I'm sorry if that's me being pessimistic and a downer, then you're too fragile, and you need we need to establish a Sacramento Kings safe space.
Empirically, the Kings, based on their wins and losses against teams above 500 this year, empirically are not in a good spot to win tonight.
They really aren't. Now,
but
they gotta play
on the other hand, Celtics on the back end of a back-to-back.
They are.
I think they've got all their problems solved.
21-8 versus teams below 500, 11-23 versus teams above 500. Just saying. That's all. It's not me saying the Kings are definitely going to lose tonight. You're asking me what I think is going to happen. I think the Kings are going to lose tonight, especially since they did not impress me at all against the Knicks. At all. They won. But that game was still up for grabs in the fourth quarter. I think Boston has some momentum coming into tonight. Hope I'm wrong. From the 209, Dave, you're the type of guy who would curse all things hoped for. You refuse to be positive or optimistic about anything.
Not true.
That literally not true. I'm telling you,
You're
man.
very optimistic about the Warriors' chances to win the title this year.
I don't want to get lost in this again, but I will say it again. I've been on the air for all 14 years of Kings suckitude. On the air for all 14 years.
Get it. You've been on the air.
Yeah, how you doing? I have never experienced the soft part of our fan base like I've experienced this year. This is now, and let me be clear there. That's not the entire fan base. That's not the majority of the fan base. But I'm saying I have seen more soft Kings fans show up this year than I've ever seen in all the years we actually did suck.
Yeah.
There's something about winning that has brought out a whole new type of Kings fan that, you know, you always say Warrior fans, you know, there's the diehards and all that. And yeah, like half the Warrior fan base sucks right now, but that's because half of them have shown up in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
The scar tissue isn't there from watching Lou Amundsen minutes.
Right. The response from the guy from the 209, of course it's the 209, by the way. I'm not blind at all. I see both sides, but I chose to hope for the best instead of looking for the worst. Hey, stupid. I'm hoping the Kings win tonight beyond hope. I'm also acknowledging both sides in the analysis of the game. Boston's favored by 1.5 points. The Kings suck against teams above 500. They just blew out the 3-time out of 4-year defending champion Golden State Warriors in Oakland by 30. Forgive me for entertaining the idea that they might win tonight. My bad. Speaking of negative, dude, is the NBA trolling their fans with players only? Is that like a straight up troll job?
I think at this point it is, because they know that it stinks, and so they're just really leaning into it.
There are the NBA and Adam Silver do so many amazing things, right? Better than any other league. The two things that stick out to me the most that they do terribly, the NBA League Pass app and function is terrible and the worst of all of them. It's a joke. That app and that interface is horrific. But, dude, players only is the worst. It is, especially when it's a game that's important and I care about it. If you want to do players only for like the Hornets and Heat, please have at it. Please don't do it for Celtics and Warriors or anything that matters. I put out a couple of polls, and then we'll take a break here last night. Poll number 1, Kyle. Which would you rather watch, players only or your parents being intimate? How do you think that one turned out with 983 votes?
I think players only got 26% of the vote.
66% of everyone said they would rather watch players only than their parents being intimate. That's where the line, I believe, is drawn. For I got a lot of, dude, what is wrong with you responses. I think it's a legitimate question. Next poll I put out. Which would you rather watch, players only or your legs going into a wood chipper?
Players only.
Your legs going into a wood chipper was 62% of the vote. So what that means to me, by the way, is that the people responding to these polls would rather have their legs go into a wood chipper than watch their parents be intimate. Now, I'm not advocating watching your parents get intimate. What I am saying is I'd rather do that than have my legs go into a wood chipper. Or watch players only. How about this one, Kyle? Which would you rather watch? People vomiting on a loop or players only?
Vomiting on a loop.
75% of those voting would rather watch people vomiting on a loop.
Although I'm not sure how different those two things are. Hey-o!
It's just so bad. And I want to stand in front of the athletes, the ex-players, and say, guy, it's not their fault. They're just put in really bad spots. Can we just go do announcers only? Doug Christie is great at his job as a color analyst. Walt Frazier's great at his job as a color analyst. Brent Barry, I think, is great at his job as a play-by-play guy when he does play-by-play. But, dude, enough with the players only. You're straight up ruining the broadcast. I don't know anybody who likes it. I don't know if you. I would love for you to call and defend players only at 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Just tell me you like it, that you enjoy it. I just want to know that there's somebody out there. I'll put you right on the air. We'll take a break. I'll put you on the middle of Threefer Madness. Coming up next, Zion Williamson be ready for the tournament. We got Kings Boston. I need to ask Kyle about the New York Football Giants and what they're doing. That is if Kyle is alive when we come back. You okay there, buddy? You look like you're in a lot of pain.
Yeah, I'm hurting a lot.
Heartburn?
Nope, stomachache.
Okay. Can I help? You want half a Cliff Bar?
No, it's okay.
All right. More of everything coming up right after this.
Welcome back to The Drive. Time for Threefer Madness.
The right wing fires up a three. Count it on a foul! Lets the three-point shot fly. Oh, he's done it again!
Threefer Madness.
Oh, he's done it again!
Time for Threefer Madness. 3 questions, 3 answers.
Threefer Madness brought to you by Fire Wings. 21 different flavors to choose from. Firewings.com, just wing it. I want to go quickly here. I want to try to get to these phone calls. Scott and Mark, I see you holding. From the 916, if the Kings universe was part of the Winnie the Pooh franchise, Carmichael Dave would be Eeyore. Most of us fans are Piglet with anxiety issues. Dave Yeager is Tigger, ADD issues with wild lineup changes. Vlade is Rabbit, thinks he's smarter than the rest and is occasionally right. And I haven't figured out who Winnie the Pooh would be. I don't know. Those are our listeners, Kyle.
Brutal analogy.
I just appreciate the text and the thought that went into it, Kyle, personally.
I was with you being Eeyore.
Yeah. Fell off from there.
I was with the fans being Piglet.
Okay.
You lost me at Yeager being Tigger.
You're saying because he's all over the place with his lineups and his substitutes.
Right, I understand that, but I don't.
Okay.
You lost me there. And
Question number 1.
Coach K says Zion will be ready by the tournament. Should he even play?
No. He's going to be the number 1 pick in the draft. What's the point? No. He shouldn't play. I would like to see him play as a college basketball fan. I think March Madness would be better with Zion Williamson. I want to see Zion Williamson play basketball constantly as a fan. But should he play? I take that question as should he from his standpoint. He has nothing to gain and everything to lose. Why?
Right.
What's the point?
Right. From a purely financial standpoint, that's absolutely correct because he's going to receive $0 in compensation. And he's going to put his body on the line before the NFL draft.
If I am his agent,
NBA draft.
If I'm his agent, if I am his family member, if I'm begging him, dude, do not play any more college basketball.
But then at the same time, like these are his buddies. Like
I understand
he wants to. He probably very much wants to hoop.
I'm sure he does.
And so it would not surprise me, and I would fully support if he says, "Look, I'm at Duke for 1 year. This is the rule. I have to be here. If I'm going to be here, I'm going to give it everything I have."
Okay.
But if I'm advising him, I'm going, dude, no.
100% agree. Question 2.
The New York Giants decided not to franchise Landon Collins, an all-pro safety. Is that the right move?
We're going to ask Grant Napier about this at 8:05, lifelong Giants fan. This just seems silly. I think it's $11 million against the cap. The guy has made the Pro Bowl 3 out of his entire 4 seasons.
Yeah, he's 25.
He's 25. He's a team captain. It's a horrible message to his teammates. I understand that he's bad in coverage. I understand that he's actually really, really bad in coverage compared to other people at his position. When the ball is thrown near him, he's horrific. I was looking at those numbers yesterday. But he still made 3 out of 4 Pro Bowls. He's still very good at his job. He's still not an insane cap hit. And by the way, you're worried about that $11 million cap hit. You've got Eli Manning at like $25 million as a cap hit next year. You're keeping him around. Landon Collins is 10 times a player at his position that Eli Manning is, even though his position is less important, obviously, than quarterback. I don't get it.
You have an all-pro caliber 25-year-old.
Yep.
That you can franchise for a reasonable salary, and you're holding on to Eli Manning.
Yep. Dave Gettleman. Have at it, baby.
I hope I am never as attached, if the, Lord willing, if the 49ers ever win a Super Bowl in my life, I hope I don't get as attached to the quarterback as Ravens fans are to Joe Flacco and Giants fans are to Eli Manning.
Yep. Question 3.
Kings Boston tonight. We know who you've got.
Yep.
How many do you think Boston wins by?
I don't think it's going to be like last night. I will say that. I don't think it's going to be a 33-point win.
Yeah, 125-90.
Won't be a 33-point win. I'll say 121 for Boston. I think that's fair. 121-71. 121-71
I think
Boston.
it's going to be like last night.
It's not.
They're going to win by more.
Yes. That's how I said. It's not going to be 33. It'll be 50. 121-71. This game will be over after the first quarter. Yeah.
One of my favorite bits.
What about you?
I do think the Kings come out and win tonight, and I think it's going to be close though, because Boston did, like you said, get to rest their starters, but I think the Kings eventually pull away late. They might even have to come back a little bit late, but I think the Kings eventually pull away late. 113. 107. Kings
113-107. So over under 220 for Kyle. I hope you're right, buddy.
Me
Scott.
too.
Scott, you're on the drive. Good morning.
Oh my God, no, he's not. Okay,
now Scott, you're on the drive. Good morning.
Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Scott.
I will keep. I'll keep this short, Kyle. Hope that tummy ache gets better. I heard you talking about. You woke up. I heard you talking about the pizza jerseys. My brother's-in-law's shop made those for the Stockton Kings, and if I have a brother-in-law card, I'm going to pull it, get you guys 2 jerseys. I'll take your sizes offline.
What an icon.
Kyle will give you our sizes offline. And listen, your brother-in-law's shop, is it a national chain? Is your brother-in-law a millionaire?
No, it's in downtown Sacramento. It's Garage Chair.
Okay, so do me a favor. I will happily. Kyle will give you our sizes offline. I would love a couple of those jerseys on the deal that you let me pay for them full price. I want freebies. I want to support the business. I think those are awesome jerseys. Also, make sure when we get the jerseys, you give me the name of the business. I'll happily plug them. That would be awesome. I want those jerseys, man. So see if you can make it happen. I will be forever your dad.
Long-time listener, first-time caller. You guys are awesome.
I appreciate it, Scott. Thank you. Hey, Kyle, what would have been awesome there, though, is if Scott, I said that, and then Scott was like, yeah, dude, I wasn't trying to give him away.
He's like, yeah, you're pay full price.
Yeah,
what do you think this is?
Who do you think? Who are you, idiot?
Hey, guys, can I be the annoying little brother and get one, too?
Yes, absolutely. I will happily. God, now I got to pay for Jay's.
I can pay for my own jersey.
No.
Hey, I am not paying.
My gift to the two of you. Yes, have him do that, and then I'll call the shop and give him our sizes. Give him our sizes. Remember the mediums we got. So let's go up a size, and get the name and number for the shop so I can call him later today and give him all my info. Mark, you're on the drive. Good morning, Mark.
Yeah, those players only broadcasts, they remind me of my misguided youth. I feel like those guys have taken about 10 bong hits before they come on that show. It looks like a smoky room and something out of Up in Smoke, Cheech and Chong or something.
Hey, I'm not going to lie. First off, there's a chance you're right, Mark. Secondly, you're probably wrong, but I think it would actually be more entertaining if they all took bong rips before the broadcast. That would literally be more entertaining than just staring at each other and be like, I would love to have seen Baron Davis last night turn to Chris Webber at one point and go, whoa, man. So here's the thing. James Harden's beard, do you think he gets food caught in it a lot? And then Shaq be like, I don't know, man. I think he does. Chris. And then Chris is just sitting there playing like video games on his phone. That would be more entertaining than what we saw last night.
You're probably right.
Good theory, Mark. We'll take a break. Hey, everybody on the text line, no, I'm not buying you jerseys, but I will send out the info when I get it as to where you guys can buy a Stockton Kings pizza jersey. Here's what I wonder. Kyle's on the phone with this guy right now. I wonder if it's from a template, or I wonder if I can get the pizza jersey with Sacramento on the front. Just curious. Yes, Kyle.
What other info do I need for this guy?
I just need the well, you gave more sizes, right? I just need the name of the place and their phone number so I can call in later today and give them my info from the 480. Yeah, for sure, get some bigger sizes than the Cooley jerseys. Hey, shut up. Yeah, we know. We're plus-sized men, and we're proud of it, Kay. We'll take a break. Kyle's getting info right now, but hopefully Kyle can hear me and he can hit the next button here so we can go to commercials. Coming up next, Kings-Celtics tonight. We'll talk about that. And I also want to talk about Magic Johnson and why he is to blame for what's going on with the Lakers. Right here on The Drive, Sports 1140 KHTK.
It's The Drive on Sports 1140 KHTK.
You want to do the reads, man?
What'd I say?
I see you snickering.
Oh, you know what? Though I enjoy snickering when you mess up your reads, I was actually snickering at something else.
Yeah. No, totally.
I welcome in Grant Napier at 8:05. No, I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I put this on the social media yesterday. Yesterday afternoon, I needed my daughter to do her chores, and she was getting distracted by this new cell phone she has. So I took her phone, and I was upstairs, and I got this I got this idea. So I took her phone, and my wife was still at work, and I knew she was in a meeting, and I texted her from my daughter's phone, my little 11-year-old girl, and I said, "Hey, Mommy," and she goes, "Hi." I said, "Mommy, you should blank right off." But I didn't say blank. I said a really bad word, and about 3 minutes later, my daughter's phone rings, and it's my wife calling from work, and I hit ignore. and then my wife called my phone, and I let it ring like 3 times. And I took a video of me answering the phone and put it on Twitter. And I posted a video of my wife just ready to lose it. But I think I went too far. She did not believe it was my daughter. She knew I was screwing around. She put me on the spot and said, "Just admit it. You're screwing around."
She wasn't buying it.
She was not buying it at all.
Hey, you know what I am buying?
What?
That it's time to call Sierra Pacific.
Mm-hmm.
Reaction.
Love it. It is.
It's time to call Sierra Pacific for this winter's best deal on a new furnace. Call Sierra Pacific now, 800-551-3040. It would have been so funny if you were just like, line?
Line. What is my motivation? Yeah. All right, let's talk about this before we talk about the Kings and Celtics. Hey, I'm all for the Lakers sucking. A huge, huge fan of the Lakers being terrible. Huge fan. It is my second favorite thing about this season behind the Kings being good, obviously. Or I should say much improved, however you want to look at it. And I also very much acknowledge the fact that LeBron James has been very questionable at times this year, right? With his play, with his attitude, whatever it is. Luke Walton's going to get fired sometime between now and the day after the season ends. It is inevitable. Barring the Lakers winning every game the rest of the season or something close to that, Luke Walton will be fired at the end of the year, if not sooner.
At the rate they're bumbling stuff, there's like a 17% chance they fire him like the day before the last game of the year.
Seriously.
Right?
For real. For real. So Luke's going to get fired, and LeBron is clanging balls off the back of backboards, and did you see the clip where he tried to bounce the ball into the basket, the ball rack during warmups, and he hit the light from the Lakers broadcast.
Very expensive.
Yeah, and just kind of stood
lights
there and was like, eh. Or Kyle Kuzma pushing LeBron off of him on defense. So it seems that LeBron and Luke Walton are getting the lion's share of the blame. Luke Walton most of all. And I find it so interesting the way narratives work. Mm-hmm. We talked at length, and I'm not sticking us out there. Most people talked about this at length before the season started. When Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka began to fill that roster out around LeBron, and we saw, and I don't know what the order was, but we saw that they signed Lance Stevenson. Oh, that's weird. Lance is the guy that blew in LeBron's ear and was bouncing around from teams. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, let's grab JaVale McGee. Okay, let's grab Rajon Rondo. Okay, let's grab Michael Beasley. It's like Magic Johnson was pledging a fraternity on a dare to see how wacky the lineup he could surround LeBron with. Now, if we're being honest, truly honest, I still think unless injuries become a thing, and they've certainly been a thing his first 2 years, I think Lonzo Ball is going to be a very good NBA player. I think Brandon Ingram has a chance to be a very good NBA player. I think Kyle Kuzma is a good NBA player. And certainly the whole Anthony Davis thing didn't help. LeBron James isn't without fault. But how are we, as a society in sports talk, how are we letting Magic Johnson escape from all of this? When, in fact, if it wasn't Magic Johnson, if it was Bill Witherington Smith, that was the
Bill Witherington Smith.
Bill Witherington Smith.
He's from Winchester, Fieldville, Iowa.
Went to Indiana University, Purdue University of Indiana. Yes, IUPUI, whatever it is. If it was Bill Witherington Smith, that was the GM of the Lakers, he would have already been fired. What has Magic Johnson done? Magic Johnson has picked Lonzo Ball ahead of De'Aaron Fox. Magic Johnson gets no credit from me for signing LeBron James. The Los Angeles Lakers uniforms and geography get 100% of the credit for signing LeBron James. 100% of the credit for signing LeBron James. So you get the best player in the world to come over there, and you surround him with a circus. By the way, you already had a circus with Lonzo Ball's dad, which you knew before you drafted Lonzo Ball that was coming. You willingly brought LeVar Ball and his influence onto your team. You backed it up with Lance Stevenson, with JaVale McGee, with Michael Beasley, with Rajon Rondo. You were gifted the best player on earth. And somehow Luke Walton is now a terrible coach, despite the fact that he filled in for Steve Kerr and went approximately 97-1. Granted, a great team. Still did it. Now he's a terrible coach. And LeBron James, who, by the way, just checking here, I know numbers don't mean anything or everything, but LeBron James is averaging 27 points, 8.7 boards, and 8 assists a game. Like, I don't know about you, Kyle, and I could be wrong, because I had a guy tell me yesterday online that whatever the Lakers do, they can't run the offense through LeBron James anymore. He's washed. I don't know about you, but 27, 9, and 8 to me is a rather good,
it's pretty good
stat line to average when you're 65 games into the season.
Yeah.
So you can talk all you want about LeBron chucking balls off the bat and his attitude and playoff activated LeBron and all the isolated mistakes we're going to look at. The dude is still averaging 27, 9, and 8. And if you missed it last year in game 1 of the NBA Finals, I don't know if you saw this or not. Let me jog your memory. Maybe you'll remember it. There was a play towards the end of game 1 when J.R. Smith made a mental error. And LeBron James gesticulated at J.R. Smith. You may not remember that.
No.
I think it was there was a meme or something maybe once. Because LeBron James, like any superstar, obviously over-expects from his teammates and will never be satisfied because nobody can play like him.
Well, to be fair.
Oh, here's to be fair, guy.
In the specific instance of J.R. Smith, I don't think it's expecting a lot to know the score.
That's true. But, hey, I'm trying to,
it's not, not exerting yourself there.
My point is this. Forget Bill Smithertonberger guy I was talking about.
Smithertonberger.
Whatever his name is. Smithertonbergenstein. Let me actually swap it with a name you might recognize. Vlade Divac. Let's say Vlade Divac has been the GM of the Los Angeles Lakers for the last 2 years. Vlade Divac, Kyle, used to play for the Kings and the Lakers and the Hornets. He was traded for Kobe Bryant. Yeah. I submit to you, if Vlade Divac, also former loved Laker, played with Magic Johnson, if Vlade Divac was the GM of the Los Angeles Lakers for the last 2 years, Vlade Divac would be so far removed from that position by now, it wouldn't be funny.
Yeah.
Vlade Divac would be a bumbling, dumb guy that you can't understand, whose lack of English understanding prevents him from knowing what he's doing.
That would be the narrative.
That would be the narrative.
For sure.
He smokes and his beard, and God, the people would find any stupid thing to pin on him. Can't
do that for Magic, though.
No, you can't, because he's Magic. He's Magic Johnson. I hate the Lakers. I have all the respect in the world for Magic Johnson. I have all the respect for him. He's the greatest point guard of all time.
In his post-playing career, he's done amazing for him.
He has done amazing things, not just business-wise, but also where he's done his business. In the inner city, in a lot of cases, movie theaters, the things he's done for his community. Oh, by the way, he's also been fighting HIV for God knows how long, and he looks fantastic. Like I love Magic Johnson. This is not me trying to drag Magic Johnson, the person, the human, or even the businessman. But he sucks at his job. Maybe he'll get better. I don't know. Maybe he'll get better. But, Kyle, I will submit this to you. I know we have fun with the whole, like, I could play quarterback for a down or I could run. No, I submit this to you. I swear to God on my kids, I believe in my heart I could have done a better job being the GM of the Los Angeles Lakers this last year. From the point they got LeBron James to now, I believe you personally, 90% of our audience who understands even a bit of basketball would have known, not sure if Mike Beasley's a good idea here.
Yeah, you could have. They could have, for what they did this offseason, they could have retained Julius Randle.
Who signed for 3 years, $27 million.
Yeah, they could have easily kept him. And he's having a really good year for them.
Yeah, shockingly. And not out of nowhere either, by the way. You could see a trajectory. It's not like he's been a bum.
Hey, speaking of LeBron James, do you think that LeBron James needs to be a little bit more like Bob Cousy? Well, then I have got some tickets for you. Steve Miller Band and very special guest Marty Stewart and his fabulous superlatives at the Lake Tahoe Outdoor Arena at Harvey's. On Saturday, August 24th, we'll be giving a pair of those away at 8:35. For tickets and more information, visit khtk.com. So set the alarm in your phone or your manual alarm clock, since you still use one of those if you listen to Steve Miller Band, I'm assuming.
I mean,
this has been my favorite bit. I love this so much.
That Bob Cousy reference was strong.
Thank you, man. Thank you. So set your alarm on your phone for 8:35. Then give us a buzz at 1-800-920-1140, 339-1140.
Why are people calling right now?
I don't know, but they shouldn't. It's 8:35.
Wow, they all just went away. Did you do that, or did they all hang up at the same time?
They all hung up at the same time. They're listening.
1-800-920-1140. Oh, yeah. Thank you, texters. D'Angelo Russell, by the way, made the All-Star team this year.
Yeah, unloaded D'Angelo Russell to get out from Timofey Mozgov's contract.
Magic Johnson has been a garbage fire as a general manager.
Was he the one on?
Honestly, it might not. It was while he was at least there as a consultant or whatever he's doing.
I'm pretty sure he pulled the trigger on that trade because he drafted Kyle Kuzma, who they got that pick in that trade back. So, yeah, no, that's definitely a Magic Johnson trade.
Give him credit for Kyle Kuzma, at least. You have to give him credit for that. Kyle Kuzma is a late-round pick, and he's turned out to be far more valuable than where he was picked. But my point is this. I don't want to beat a dead horse here, as Kyle said earlier. Here's the deal. I just think it's hilarious that Laker fan and much of the NBA world is so turned around that they're blaming Luke Walton, that they're blaming LeBron James. And I'm not saying that they don't deserve some of the blame. Yeah, I got people saying numbers don't tell the whole story. That LeBron's defense, I'll give you that. But he's still averaging 27, 9, and 8. I don't care if LeBron James 4 times a game takes a member of the opposing team in the key and puts him on his shoulders and walks to the basket and lets him dunk it like he's a 6-year-old. I'll still take 27, 9, and 8. So I just think it's funny that when talking about the garbage fire that is the Los Angeles Lakers, I mean, I could stop right there. I just think that's funny, talking about them being a garbage fire. But my goodness, can we please focus on the fact that Magic Johnson's Magic Hour talk show was better than Magic Johnson's years as a GM? Magic Johnson was a better head coach than he is a general manager. From the 209, LeBron scores in garbage time. I used to work with a guy that did this too. One of the ways I can tell somebody has no idea what they're talking about with LeBron or most things is when they spell LeBron L-A-B-R-O-N. And no, they're not doing a L.A. Bron either.
You want to know the list of players who have averaged at least 27, 8.7, and 8 for a season?
Oh, I'd love to, Kyle.
LeBron has done it twice.
Okay.
Last year and this year.
Okay.
Russell Westbrook did it in 2016-17.
Sure.
And Oscar Robertson did it 5 times.
Okay, give me the other ones.
That's it.
Give me the other people that have done that.
Oh, no, I did.
In NBA history, give me all the people that have done 27, 9, and 8.
Russell Westbrook.
Uh-huh. No, I heard that. And Oscar Robertson and LeBron James. Yeah, give me the other ones.
That's it.
That's all?
That's all.
In all of NBA history? Yeah. You're telling me only 4 players in NBA history have averaged that?
No, I'm telling you 3 have.
Excuse me. But LeBron mailed it in. It's LeBron's fault. It's all LeBron's fault. 100% of it. Don't hear what you want, guys. Some of it's his fault. But I have a really hard time pinning the blame on the guy averaging 27, 9, and 8. From the 916, more Laker talk than Kings today. Lame show. When's Grant on?
Grant's on at 8:05.
8:05.
Hey,
yeah.
Real quick, you mentioned Rajon Rondo earlier,
I did.
and I heard this on the lowdown yesterday.
Uh-huh.
2 players. He became the 5th. The Lakers became the 5th team that he got a triple-double on.
Yeah.
5th. Rajon Rondo's recorded a triple-double for 5 teams.
Celtics, Kings, Lakers,
Pelicans.
Mavericks.
Mavs.
Very good.
See? Good knowledge.
I forgot about that.
Wow, same. But he's now recorded. Do you know the other player to do that? I heard this on the lowdown yesterday. We could sit here probably until March without you Googling it. We could probably sit here until March 27th. And I don't think you'd get it.
Get what?
The other player to record
a triple-double for 5?
Not average. Record a triple-double.
For 5 different teams?
For 5 different teams.
There's actually been another player?
Yes.
And we could be here till March and I wouldn't get it?
Yes. Unless you just Googled it.
I'm on the text line. It's not Vlade.
Nope.
It's not Fat Lever.
Nope.
I'm trying to think of random people you wouldn't think. It's not. No, they didn't play it for 5 teams. It's not Ramon Sessions.
No.
It's not John Salmons.
No.
It's not Spencer Hawes.
No.
Okay, I'm done. Who is it?
Mark Jackson.
Really?
Per the lowdown.
Wowzers. From the 916, it was the Bulls, not the Mavs for Rondo.
Bulls, Mavs, same thing. Basically the same organization.
Bulls, Mavs.
They're both bovine
like
creatures.
Western things, right? Isn't a Maverick? What is a Maverick?
It's
Isn't
like
a Maverick like a cowboy?
It's a Tom Cruise character.
What? A Maverick's a horse?
That's their mascot.
Maverick's not a horse.
Their mascot's a horse.
A Maverick's like somebody who's like, hey, Kyle, instead of talking sports every day on a sports station, we're going to talk about today's hits and yesterday's favorites. I'm a Maverick in the industry. Like,
yeah, right.
Somebody who stands out and
is inverted.
1-800-920-1140, 339-1140. From the 916, curious question. What does that mean? If instead of Harrison Barnes, we got LeBron James, what place would the Kings be in right now? That's an interesting question.
10th.
Let's go back. Forget about Harrison Barnes. Here's the question. Where do you think the Kings would be right now? Everything else is the same, but they signed LeBron James in the offseason at the 3. Everything else is the same. Except, obviously, the Harrison Barnes trade probably wouldn't happen.
I think you're in a pretty similar situation because I'm guessing they try and unload De'Aaron Fox and Buddy Hield and all these other dudes for Anthony Davis. Yeah, dude, because LeBron James isn't going, well, the future of the Kings is really bright. He's going, man, I'm 34. I need to build a winner ASAP-sually.
ASAP-sually.
Yeah. And I think he tries to unload all the Kings young talent.
So you're saying that De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield, and Marvin Bagley are to LeBron as are Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, and Lonzo Ball?
In his eyes, yes. I don't personally believe that. But I have no reason to believe that LeBron would have come here and been like, what? De'Aaron Fox is going to rent it and I'll hang out and be a 3-and-D guy? Yeah. I'll do that. Yeah, I got that. I'm going to be here while you guys figure it out? Okay, yeah. Yeah, you guys work through that. I'm going to be over here.
Maybe I'm wearing the purple glasses now, Mr. Pessimist here. I have a hard time believing that.
What evidence do you have that says LeBron James wouldn't have looked around and gone, I can't win a title with this team this year, but that's okay. I'm not going to try and maneuver to acquire Anthony Davis.
But
Rich Paul's still his agent, man.
I understand what you're saying. And we got a break here. What I'm positing to you here is that a big motivator behind getting Anthony Davis was the status of the Lakers at the All-Star break. And I just don't know that the Kings' record would have been that bad at the All-Star break. I think De'Aaron Fox feeding LeBron James, Buddy Hield's outside shooting. Bagley would have worked his way in. Who the hell knows what would have happened there? I'm going to go the exact opposite way. And again,
I also don't think that Dave Yeager and LeBron would get along for 30 seconds.
You don't?
No, because I think the first time LeBron tried to do whatever he does and undermine the coach, Yeager would not have had that.
I think they'd be a 4 seed.
Okay.
We'll never know. We'll never know.
I'll buy that. But I have no reason to believe that LeBron wouldn't have immediately tried to unload all the young talent to try and win today.
I'm also not saying that you're wrong either. Is the whole thing.
Sure.
I think both are.
I am saying you're wrong. No.
Yeah. We'll take a break. Guys, there's a group of people that get so pissed when we talk anything Lakers.
Well, it'd be like that.
I thought this was the King Station crowd. Well, guess what?
Ancient Twitter proverb.
We will talk a lot of Kings in the next segment. Grant Napier is going to join us. He will be on the call along with Doug Christie tonight. We're going to ask him about Landon Collins as well, of his New York Football Giants, but a lot of Kings talk next.
It's time to call Sierra Pacific for this winter's best deal on a new furnace. Call Sierra Pacific now, 800-551-3040.
Back in a couple, Sports 1140 KHTK.